Okay, swag. I didn't feel like doing the other setup. So, yeah. Frick. Be live on YouTube, I guess. Or whatever the thing is. Am I live? I don't know. Gotta make sure my stream and whatever is set up properly. Because if not, then wompity womp, we gonna have some issues. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're live. YouTube just doesn't like me. Oh, swag. Let me see something real quick. Okay, yeah, YouTube just does not like me. Oh, my mama. At least on my PC. This sucker is trying to proclaim that, like, I'm not live. Anyways, we're gonna be drawing and animating, possibly. Because I can and I just kind of want to. Like this from my laptop. Well. There you go. Oh goody, we love YouTube. In its finest glory. Okay. What nose did I draw her with? Okay, we're gonna be like, what do you mean you can't draw? You can't make it. It's dog for like so long, I don't know. Like my fault, twin. My fault, I haven't been drawing my characters more recently. Yeah, there we go. I absolutely love drawing. And hello to the person who just joined. I'm drawing my OC Lavender Scar. It's been a hot minute since I've drawn her. It's been a hot minute since your girl has like live streamed on YouTube at least. Yeah. Yeah, my OC, Lavender Scars is a Warrior Cats OC. She's not really based off of anything besides the Warrior Cats series. I love Warrior Cats. And I might not draw my ACs from the series as much anymore, but I still personally love it. After I'm done with the sketch and or just like drawing of like overall my AC, I'm probably gonna work on my remake for an animation map that I claimed I was going to do, but just never fucking did it. Well, no, I did start actually working on it. I just need to, what's the term? I need to finish it by the end of this year. Yeah, it is nice. Also, ignore the delay and the glitch. It's my laptop and Wi-Fi. So we love that. I'm not rocking with Paul. No, I'll take it back. I am rocking with the paw, just not the arm. Yeah, okay. But besides that, how's y'all day and not noon, night, or whatever going so far? Because it's like, thank you, you have a nice drawing too. Or day. Yeah, I'm just drawing at the moment. I'm trying to figure out. Might need to look up lavender references. I don't know how to draw that. Unironically, you think naming my character that would make me prone to know that? No. Okay, figured it out. We love drawing up in here. Indeed. Art. Yeesh. I don't have my little PNG on because I just didn't feel like having to open up PNG Tuber. So we just what's the dang old thing? Okay, I need to look at it again. But yeah. There we go. We'll be live for like a good amount of hours. I still need to give this chick's freaking eye thing down. Okay, there you go. I love separating the colors. I think I might just link it to make her a bit bigger. Rotate her. There you go. Hiddles? Who's that? Who's Hiddles? Hoop and Yo-Yo. Who is that? Oh, these two! Man, it's been so long since I've heard and seen of them. I low-key almost forgot about them. Low-key did. I probably won't though. But thank you for the suggestion. Also, I don't think I'm going to be drawing either of those characters in a swimsuit, so yeah. I do not enjoy line art, but for the sake of my art, line art for the one time. Oh, I brought shame. Not playing. Wait, hold on. Now that you brought up the characters, wait a minute. How old are the characters, matter of fact? I don't even... Hold on. No, I'm not doing that shit. No, I just checked. They're not adults. They're children. So I'm not going to be doing that. There we go. Line art to line arting. Okay, they're not the same. Now they are. Okay, yeah, for the most part. Oh, there we go. I need to actually do like an animation meme because like I I need to just draw animate my characters at this point. It's been a hot minute since I've done any of that. Might low-key do that. I've been working on some stuff. I've just never finished any of the damn things I'd be working on low-key. It's not that I'm busy. Well, not thinking about I tend to get busy every once in a while. I'm just lazy. I'm gonna just say it like it is. I'm lazy, Slam. Hey, winner, I do not enjoy this. But I honestly do not feel like cleaning up my art, my line art. I mean, my sketch right now. So, line art it is. My words aren't worded. Line art it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's more than like midnight. It's about to be midnight in like 30 minutes. And I know people are like probably asleep or getting ready for school, and here I am, like, just up at 11 something at night, just drawing without a care in the world. There we go. Let me turn this up. And look at that. Look at Chevy. I like it for the most part. You know, fan base. I honestly, it's weird how fan bases are going nowadays. It really is. Like, if it's not like, I don't know how to thoroughly describe it, but for some odd reason, like the Date Everything fandom, when that game got released, oh my god, like everybody was hopping on it, and I was too. I'm not gonna lie, I got the DLC for it too, but oh, oh my lord, I have never seen a bunch of people leave that fandom so quickly. But I will say this: the game did show just like how weird some, unironically, or like their true opinions on said genders. Kind of did show a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I think Date Everything is a good game. There, I don't like the ending. If you don't like spoilers or whatever, just click off or whatever. I just don't like the ending of like, because again, I understand, you know, they date us, the protagonists, and then at the end when they turn human, they go and do their own shtick. But like, it feels like such a cliche ending. And honestly, there are some characters with it that would like within the game that I genuinely believe like, yeah, they without a doubt they probably wouldn't have left the damn house anyway. Not, and it's not even just because of like them, you know, like us like helping them boost their confidence and this, that, and the third. I genuinely believe that there are some of the characters would not have left that house because they're either really homebodied, or like, what's the term? They're either really homebodied, or I just genuinely believe that they just wouldn't mind just staying with us. But then it's just towards the end where it's like, yeah, nah, all the characters that you're dating, say goodbye to them at the end. And then they're just like, oh, well, here's like a character or two, um, you know, here, you know, you get to date your best friend, you get to date and marry your best friends, and your old high school bully. Like, what the fuck? And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. It's the fact I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. But it's the fact that towards the end, they're just like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna give y'all some characters that you barely interact with. You know, like the most we get from like our the protagonist's like best friend is through text. But even then, that just feels so little. And then our boss is our high school bully. Again, I'm not clowning. I'm not clowning. Not clowning on the ending of Date Everything. I genuinely do enjoy how the ending went, how all the characters, got their personalities and livelihood back up for them to be more confident with themselves to go out into the real world. But it just feels so cliche because I'm looking at because when you look back at some of the characters, the dialogue, how they act and behave, you would think to yourself, there's no way that they're actively going to go outside. Like, some of these people are going to be nothing but homebodies. Like, the character Mac, I feel like it's a prime example. I genuinely do believe Mac would have just stayed with us. And it's not because of Mac is my favorite character. Mac is my favorite character. I genuinely believe Mac would have left anyway because of the sheer and simple fact of this nigga is just like, what's the daggone thing? Like, Mac literally like if you saw the ending for, I forgot what he did, but he's literally just in an apartment 24/7 hacking in the government. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see this dude just like sitting in our house, just like chilling. John Doe was also a major surprise for me because I wasn't expecting his ending. Like this man was for real sitting over here rapping. Our toilet bowl was just rapping, y'all. And then all of a sudden, at the end, he just gets an office job. Like, bro didn't even get to become a famous rapper, bro. Just straight office job, you know what I'm saying? Like, good God almighty. I think, besides, like, the more common ones, like Hector, like the more iconic ones, I think one of the ones that did actually confuse me was Freddy's. Freddy, he's the refrigerator one. I think his ending, if I'm being really, really real with y'all, I think his ending confused me the most part. And again, I like Freddy the Yeti. He is top tier, one of my favorite characters of all times. But his ending was so... Was it good for him? Yes. Did it make sense? Probably not. And it's not, and again, it's not just because, it's not just because, this man's going to find other Yetis. It was literally, it literally was a freaking, so there's Yetis in the universe. In this said universe, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's how did we get here? I'm legitimate, I'm so, legitimately serious. Like, Freddy the Yeti, I understand, his ending, because he's a Yeti, he wants to find others. But I legitimately wasn't expecting him to just turn out to be a Yeti towards the end. Yeah, I genuinely believe that for the ending of, Date Everything, there are just some characters where I genuinely believe, I don't know how to say this, I still believe that some of them would not have left that house. I'm so serious. There are so many characters in this game where I genuinely believe where they wouldn't left the house. And then there are others where I strongly believe that they would leave out of the house. And not just because of how they acted and all that. I genuinely believe that there are some of the characters within Date Everything that would have left and would have stayed based on just based off of their number one personalities and number two with the interactions that we give them. I genuinely believe that because there's so many great characters in Date Everything. There truly is a good amount of characters in Date Everything. Now, am I saying I would rock with all of them? Absolutely not. I don't care. I think one of the ones that I feel like I can understand the douchiness or just the rudeness from is Doug. Because like yeah, I understand. Like your ex died and you're not human. She was. So I understand the frustration from his part. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, your ex, you had to watch your ex die like millennials ago, and you still haven't gotten over it. Am I blaming him? Yes and no. Yes and no. I'm blaming him for not being able to to find somebody and to help with his grievances, and it took us the actual player to get him out of that depressive state, for him to talk to his friend Art, just so he can get out of that state. That is the part where I genuinely believe, like, yeah, there are some parts on his end where it's lack of thereof. But am I blaming him fully for being angry and acting the way he is? No. I don't like the Lamp character. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that boy name. I don't like him. He's not everybody's cup of tea. And it's not just because of like the whole what's the thing? It's not even crap. Oh well, lovely. Oh goody. Give me a second.
Region. So this doctor's regarding.
Oh goody. My thing does not like me. Okay. Anyways, you all are suffering with me. Shut up. But like I was saying, I genuinely do believe I don't like the Lamp. I don't like him, and it's not just because of his whole influencer thing or because he's rude. I just think that him as a overall character is one of those characters where it's like, why bother trying to like flirt with him? We all know his type of personality, and we all know the personality that he is. So I feel no need to enjoy him. So, and again, not my cup of tea. The Lamp character from Date Everything is not my cup of tea, but am I blaming others for liking him? No, not blaming y'all. Because I I think one of the characters that I like is Hector, and and again, it's not just because fan service. I genuinely do enjoy Hector. I like the way Hector was implemented into the game. I do. I truly do. And I like the way that he was, the way they went off with his insecurity and just his need to feel wanted. I do genuinely like that. It was a bit of fresh air. A bit as well with Fantina. More or less of like the need for her to grow and to find herself. I feel like hers was also a nice touch. And then there were other characters. Again, it's been a hot minute since I played the game. Just like the smoke alarm. I cannot relate to her, but I understand why she acted the way that she did and just was like on such high alert, because she doesn't want another fire to start and her not being able to do anything about it. So I understand from her perspective as well. There are so many there are a lot of great characters in Date Everything with their own niche personalities and their own insecurities and problems, and I genuinely do enjoy that. I enjoy seeing characters that, you know, the best way I can describe it is I enjoy seeing characters being talked and handled in correct situations, not in problematic forms. Especially because all the characters are adults. I understand everybody has their own ways of coping and all this, but it comes to a point where some of y'all's coping is just like not coping. It really does. So I was really glad the way that they went about some of the stuff that was more of an issue. I genuinely do enjoy that because they handled it in such not I don't want to say like a mature light, but they handled it in a light where it seems more a great way to see it. Hello. Yeah, I'm live and I'm yapping about date everything. Save us all. Save us all. Yeah, there are just some characters in Date Everything that I genuinely understand. And then there's others where I'm just like, okay, yeah, I don't see how this is an issue. I will say this. It's weird how the Date Everything fandom has died down so quickly. I don't like that. So I don't see as much of it as I would like to anymore. And again, when Date Everything did come out, I wasn't just there for like for Hector, like the fucking whatever whatever he is, the AC. There we go. I wasn't just there for that, or like for Freddy the Yeti, or for like some of the other characters. I was there because I'm gonna be real with you. The storytelling of the game, I actually did enjoy it. I did enjoy the storytelling for Date Everything. Date Everything, I'm gonna be real, it was cut to the case. You got fired thanks to AI, and now you were given sunglasses to test them out for your because of the ex lover. And that's literally the whole premise of the game, is to date objects. And not only just, I feel like that's the one thing that I feel like people tend to forget is you're not just dating some of the objects. Some of the objects you are literally helping them with what's the term? They're like past and their issues. And I did thoroughly enjoy that. And before somebody says, "Oh, like you only like it because of Hector," no. Hector's a cool character, and is the right word kin? I think I don't know, man. It's been so long since I've had to use that word. But like I thoroughly understand Hector, Fancina, like a lot of the good characters. And then there are others where I was just like, okay, I don't care. I will say this, when I did get the DLC, the one character that did irritate me a little bit was, she was the DLC, not Scarlet, fucking, I forgot her name. But she's one of the characters that will just, like, consistently interrupt the game. Don't get me wrong, cool character, she just lacked a lot of personality, per se. That's all I'm gonna say. Because, like, almost every, like, if you could even, bro, try to get, like, a normal dialogue from her that isn't just about, like, her trying to be a freakazoid was, like, next to nothing. Don't even try it. She's not gonna give it to you. I will say this, Scandalabra's mission was so weird. I remember trying to go through the normal route, and like, for some odd reason, every time, like, without fail, like, the thing, my game would just, like, tweak out, and it just wouldn't work for me. Like, it would, like, automatically, like, put me in the counting section, and then it wasn't until Yeah, Date Everything is a really good game. I would highly recommend it. The DLC is also good because how do I say this? When you get the DLC, right, there will be a character named I forgot what his name is, but he will be on your dresser, and he literally allows you to gamble 5 times per day, or like 5 times how much gold you have or whatever, right? For only 5 times though, unfortunately, for your monies, and gambling that literally can boost up your stats. I love him so much. He is like, yeah, his name is Mikey. His name is Mikey Transaction. I love him. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite characters from the DLC. Now it's a bit more expensive because of the DLC, but still one of my favorites. Just for that. No, for real. But here's the thing, though. Here's the catch. In order to get the money aspect, you have to actually talk to the characters, and he's different because in order to get the stuff that you want in the game for microtransaction, you have to And again, it doesn't matter which character you talk to. You can literally talk to the same character per day. Don't gotta be anybody different. But here's the thing, though. If you want to, gamble, you have to go do a whole doubloon thing. Like the money that you have in the game is literally just you talking to the characters, and then in order to turn that into the money aspect for him is through the daggone doubloons. That's it. Overall, from my understanding, I love Date Everything. Date Everything is a good game, and I genuinely do love the narrative of it. I just don't like the ending where they all up and leave. And it's only because, and again, it's literally only because I know for a fact some of them wouldn't have left that house. I know for a fact some of them in Date Everything would not have left that house. I'm not gonna spoil it if you don't want to, but all I'm gonna say is there are some characters in that game where I'm just like, yeah, you probably would have left the house. Oh, there is a character I can tell you for a fact that has 2 alternate endings. His name is Timothy Timeworth. He's the clock in the game. Now you can get him. Now his ending, he has 2 endings, and it's either you catch him when the game early on within the game, I'm not early, but Timeworth, because I don't know how to thoroughly say it, but other than there's actual time in the game. So if you talk to so you can only talk to, I believe, 5 characters per day. Yeah, 5 characters per day. And if you talk to the clock, he will be in his non-uniform time. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel like the only difference. I know, bro. I will say this: I do not like the fandom calling him a femboy. That is not a femboy. That is a grown man. That's a grown ass man. Okay, yeah, he has an Instagram. So what? He's a cute cat boy. So what? Not everything's a femboy. Not everybody's a femboy. Not every dude you see is a femboy. I'm gonna be real with you. I will say this: when you play Date Everything, and you know for a fact that there's somebody who just doesn't I will say this: Timothy, he is the most funniest one from me personally, because it's bro, why do you talk like that? But it's the most funniest thing I've ever heard. I remember I played that game. Yeah, maybe a twink, but not a femboy. Bro, I remember I was playing this game in front of my friends, and the first thing he asks is, "What are you playing?" And I couldn't stop laughing because I don't know, because I had to thoroughly show and explain to him about the game, because he was just what? He literally thought I was playing some adult game, and I'm no, I am literally just playing Date Everything. And he was like, oh, I didn't know what that was. I was like, yeah, it'd be like that. Like, bro, Loki got scared. Despite being in my house. Like, dog. Like that, like, dog, you'll be alright. I'm not playing adult games. The only adult game that I play is Cookie Run. Because it has gambling. And I can play as a cookie. That because I just like that. I just like the game. Although, Cookie Run has a lot of problems. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, Cookie Run? Jesus Christ. Can't even load that sucker. On my tablet, bro. Like, Cookie Run has, like, a massive, like, FPS problem. Like, it's better if you have Cookie Run on your PC than your phone or tablet. But that sucker will crash, even on 30 FPS. Like I was saying, Date Everything. I do like the game. I do. Date Everything's it's a nice game. Also, most, if not all, the songs are such bangers. Oh, also, the reason why I say you should get the DLC, it's not just because of microtransaction and because of the other character, but you also do get the concept art for all of them, for all the characters. So if you feel like, so if you're trying to figure out what character is what, you can literally just go to the concept and design work for that, and literally just look up the characters that you need. If you cannot, the death of you, find that character. So if you cannot find the character, just literally just go there. Just go there. Yeah, man. There's like a lot of like concept art, like a lot, and there's even some official art too, of like how some of the characters act. This is gonna be I'm telling you now, it's a spoiler, but Dorian, the door, and with Lucilla, the window, mother and son. Mother and son, FYI. She acts like his mama, and I find that so adorable. Also, I can confidently say about Date Everything is when you play Date Everything, it's a really good experience. Now, I cheated a little because I knew how the game worked. I love Date Everything, but there was some stuff where I legitimately just didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to what I was supposed to do. So I had to literally look it up. I was so mad because I had to look it up, but it saved me a hassle. It saved me a lot of time of struggling. Like, there are just some characters in the game where it's just like, yeah, I don't know how someone has got yours. So you have to legitimately look it up. I know a lot of people when it comes to games, like, yeah, I don't want to look up anything. It's gonna ruin my experience. And for me, it's like, I get that, but it's not me. Like, I gotta know what's happening. Otherwise I literally just won't play. Oh, swag. I've never played that, but yeah. By the way, there is an ending called speedrun. You wanna know how you get that? Walk out the door with glasses. That is it. That is. And again, I'm so sorry for that spoiler, but I just wanted to tell you that silly little ending because it's so funny. Because there is a speedrunner in, like, I got that and I was like, wait a minute, what if I just run out the house with the glasses? And I got an ending called speedrunner, and you just run out the house with the glasses. I didn't think that was I didn't think it would let me, but it did, I guess. Oh, and you can technically date the narrator in the game, by the way. Technically speaking, you can. But don't get your hopes up, because it's not like you're gonna like have multiple conversations with them. It's more or less of like you trying to see if you can, and it's more or less of just like open flirting. And this man just reading the dialogue to us. But I'm low-key not mad at it either. I'm low-key rocking with it. I feel like you already know this, but if you're gonna play Date Everything, by God, please have headphones on. By God, have headphones on. Because there are some of the characters, oh my God, I don't understand why some of the characters just be making the most absurd noises. I don't know why. But that game is so funny. But it's like, why? Was that sound necessary? Was that sound cue necessary? And that was like Loki making me like question, was it worth this game? You know? Well, no, you can't marry the narrator, but you can specifically go on dates, and I don't even know how to thoroughly describe. I can't even say that you know. The most way I can describe it is e-sex, because there's no actual character for him. He's just a disembodied voice. My God, look at the way I drew her back then, twin. Ooh. 2021 had me in this chokehold. You're evil, by the way. Don't do that. God forbid somebody hears you playing that thing in public. Like, I love Date Everything. Date Everything is a very cool game. But by God, y'all will not catch me lacking in 4K with that game. I don't care. And it's literally, it's only because of just some of that sound cues. You wanna know what I don't see a lot of nowadays? You don't see a lot of games where it's like, where there's next to no ads. You don't see that as much anymore. Now everything is like either, and again, I don't mind a bit of microtransaction. I don't, you know, as long as it's optional. If it's optional, I don't care. If it ain't, don't put it in the game. Just put ads on my thing. That's why I like Cookie Run, cause there's microtransaction, but it's not sitting here in your face forcing you to purchase it all. It's just there. You can purchase it anytime you want. Only problem with the fan base that I have is the daggone ships, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Cookie Run has like some interesting ships. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm weird because I like to do it by what's the term? I'm more or less of a canon person. Yeah. Yes, bro. He's fine. That's fine shite right there. Trust. On my mama. On my mama, we cracking him. Trust. There are some games that actually do scare me. I'm gonna be real. There's just some games that genuinely do scare me. And it's not because, you know, I don't know how to like thoroughly say it. I'm gonna just say it anyway. And I already know I'm gonna make a couple people mad. Some games just scare me based off of the fan base. Just based off of it. And it's always because somebody don't know how to act. Community. And oh my god, can people be normal for 2 seconds? I'm gonna be like, please, bro, I'm begging. Like, if I hear one more person yap about this, the community has a problem with, oh my god. Please, for 2 seconds, everybody be on y'all's best behavior. They never are. They'll never be on their best behavior. Because one of the mods turned out to be a nasty, despicable person, and now the server's on lockdown until Saturday. I know, shocker, right? Shocker. Who would have guessed? Literally anybody. Because everybody in that server, even people outside of the server, told freaking Quell, they were like, hey, something not right. You probably shouldn't have your friends moderate the server. So, yeah, shocker to nobody. I've never played that game. You might be referring to FNF, I don't know. But, like, yeah. There are just some fan bases where it's just like, there's no way, like, if I were to tell people that I'm in a specific fan base, the first thing people are gonna be like, are you problematic? No. I just said I'm in the fan. At what point did I state that I'm problematic, my guy? Like, I don't mind, some of the fan base. I can handle it. But it becomes a problem when people are trying to say that I'm a weirdo for being in a fandom, for being in a fan space where it's just like, but I'm not doing anything. And they're just like, yeah, but you're a grown-ass lady. Like, dog, my fault, twin, for having a hobby. My fault. You know? And the only time when I will see people when they won't complain about it is if it's, like, for everybody. If it's not for everybody, then it's, like, a fan base primarily dominated by adults. And I'm kind of iffy about a lot of stuff. Like, one of my personal takes is children should not be on the internet unless they are moderated, because the amount of child celebrities is like, and I don't mean acting, I mean like legit children randomly on the internet being in places and spots that they should not be at an extreme young age, and then they become problematic as they get older. Because it's a shame. It's a shame that it happens. It really is. Because it's like, bro, please, for the sake of like your well-being and for everybody else's, get off the internet. And I fear that's like one thing I fear as if some people just need to accept this. They need to get off the internet. And and that's a problem, because when you're chronically online, you're just on the internet all the time. Because that's where it becomes concerning. That's where it's like, yeah, okay, you need to get off the internet. Like for your not only your safety, but for your well-being. Because it's becoming an unhealthy thing for you. And you know what? You wanna know what really was like the starter point for it all? It was Google Plus. Because bro, I remember as a child, and again, there is nothing wrong with liking problematic stuff. But it becomes a problem when you start drawing and or animating problematic stuff. Because if you're gonna do that, in my personal opinion, keep it to yourself. But Google Plus was like the primest example of the most problematic things I have ever seen. And that's saying something, because when I was a kid, I was a veteran. I'm 19, bro. I had Google Plus all the way up until it shut down. And I'm mad. I still am mad that they shut it down. Because it's like, and again, for what reason could y'all possibly have to shut down Google Plus? Other than y'all just didn't want to support it anymore. But like, yeah, Google Plus was like the primest example. If you just wanted to see children acting out, I'm just gonna say how it was. It was children acting out on the internet and people not being able to just live with it. Is it sad? Yes. But like, don't engage. And that's also another thing too, is a lot of kids back then, yeah, be glad you didn't have Google Plus back then. Please, oh my god, I'm begging you, be glad. Like the amount, like I've seen like weird stuff on Google Plus. Not DeviantArt weird, but weird enough where it's like, yeah, okay. Like the most way I can describe Google Plus to you is not even a friend forum. Most of the times when you see people on Google Plus, it's just the person venting. From experience, I can tell you the amount of like kids who would just draw stuff, and it wasn't problematic. It was just them venting. And this was before like kids knew anything about Discord. Like, oh my god, don't get me started with Discord. Do not get me started. You know what? We're gonna go down that rabbit hole, Loki. Let me be so real with you. We're gonna go down that rabbit hole. I don't care what anybody says. You should be at least 16 in order to have Discord. I don't care. I don't care. The bare minimum has to be 15. Like, I hate the 16 or 13 and up. If you're not 13, oh my god, no. Y'all should be at least 15 to have Discord. Like, bro, and again, there are like so much stuff on Discord where it's just like, okay, what is happening? Am I saying, and again, I'm gonna openly say that Discord is not a bad company, but like at the same time, they need to like get themselves straight. Like I'm gonna be so real with you. Like, I promise you, like some of like, and again, I have had like the most like worst experience, not worst, but like bad experience on Discord. Cause I knew a dude. I'm not gonna say his name because honestly, I no longer talk to him, and I don't feel like even mentioning his name. But he was so tiring. Like all he would talk about is the LGBTQ and how they're going to hell for this and that. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, please, anything else but this. I'm so sick and tired of you yapping about this. Anything else, please. And so I tried to tell him that, and he was like, you don't know what I'm talking about. This is, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you at your big age. You 18 and you still, and he literally tried to tell me, like, he was like, I know more stuff than you, and I'm like, dude, you're a year younger than me, and you're still in high school. I don't want to hear what you gotta say. But bro, Discord in on itself, not a bad company. It just means they need more moderators though, and honestly, they need to fix the issue with like people hacking in servers. Like they need to fix that because it's getting ridiculous. It really is getting ridiculous. Cause there are just like some stuff where it's just like, okay, y'all gonna fix this, and they don't. I remember like I hosted a map like a couple of years ago, and it got raided, and I had to delete that whole server. You know what I ended up doing? I just didn't remake it. Also, why does so much drama happen on Discord? I'm gonna be so real with you. Like if that's one more, and then for some odd reason, the 100 Google page doc, like I'm gonna be real, that's getting on my nerves. That is all that is getting on my nerves quickly. And then I'm so sick of people just saying, well, this person is bad. Girl, we knew. It's true. And honestly, there are some stuff for Discord where I can't even just be mad at Discord. Because honestly, I'm gonna be real, I still believe that Discord didn't even know, I understand Discord point of view where it's like, yeah, okay, y'all are just doing too much. But then it's like, y'all need to like actually do something about this. Like, I'm gonna be real, if Discord wasn't for like people who were like, and I'm not saying that everybody who has Discord obviously is a weirdo, but like it comes to a point where it's just like, you know, the allegations might be true about, you know, Discord. I know, but I mean, to be fair, if they did try to fix it, you know for a fact that the whole thing would just shut down, so they fix it, and that's why I feel I feel as if like why big companies like Discord, they just need to fix some of this stuff. Because again, I know for a fact that they did try to fix some of the stuff, they would probably crash their own platform, and then have to figure out how to get it back up again. You wanna know what company I still despise to this day? I don't like Adobe Animate. I don't like Adobe. I was so tempted to get it again, but I'm like, I don't need it. I don't. Don't be so real with you. This I ended I can't even tell you the amount of times, or just the sheer disappointment from Adobe. And don't even get me started on the whole Adobe, bro. Adobe is so annoying. Because outside of Photoshop, that is the only time when you get a stabilizer. No, for real. Now, and again, you know what make it worse? Adobe has a lot of good stuff. It's just that they refuse to listen to what the people are telling them. I've heard that ToonSquid is a better solution. You wanna know what the only problem is? I have a Samsung tablet. I got a Samsung tablet, y'all. So I got that going for me. So even if I wanted to, couldn't get ToonSquid. Couldn't get ToonSquid, even if I wanted to. So I have a Samsung tablet. And that's another thing. Like, I want ToonSquid so bad, but they're like, yeah, if you want us, you'll get an iPad. And it's like, my brethren, I'm not paying X amount of money for the iPad, X amount of money for that whack stylus, then paying $10 just to use you. Because ToonSquid is literally the iPad equivalent of Adobe, but better. That's why I literally just stick with Clip Studio. Because it's like, bro, as much as I want ToonSquid, I'm not about to sit here and waste my money for it. I'm gonna be so real with you. ToonSquid seems fun to have, but I just can't do it. Okay. And then I'm going to export it. I'm gonna assume my bio for my live stream just has nothing underneath it. No, it does. Oh yeah, wait. Where's the thing I did? Where is she? There you go. Thank you. Oh, crap. One of my weirder characters that I got going on. Alright, I should low-key just open up her game. There we go. That's what's going on at. I like having, like, I feel like another thing that I feel like, as an artist, you know what? Let's talk about actual art stuff for once, because I feel like that's necessary to do. I don't understand why so many people well, this crazy word, twin, crazy word. Sorry, I'm being a little weirdo. But yeah, let's talk about actual art stuff that, like, I fear as if, it's concerning. Like, and I don't mean just, like, what's the term? Like, harmful, not harmful, but, like, it's just annoying here. Draw every day. My brother, don't do that. You're gonna burn yourself out. That's how I look. That, like, when I was, like, 14, so keep this in mind, I'm 19 now. I got burned out a long time ago. I got burned out at the age of 14 by the god sheer. Ooh, Do I dare say its name? Amino. By that atrocious atrocity. But yeah, I got burned. Like, the whole draw every day thing is like a no-no. Like, I don't understand why so many people are just like, well, you gotta draw every day. Don't do that. You need to doodle every day. Doodling like once or twice per day might help you and get you a bit more motivated to wanting to draw. But if you listen to suckers that tell you flat out, you need to draw every day, don't do that. That's one of two things. Either they're burnt out themselves, either they're burnt out, or they were told at a young age to do that. But yeah, the whole drawing everyday thing, don't do that. You're gonna burn yourself out. Y'all gonna get mad. Y'all gonna get mad when you start seeing people just yeah, cooking is like also another thing. And then God forbid your hands start smelling like onion. I'm gonna there we go. Another thing that I feel like a lot of people need to understand is color theory. Oh my god. The amount of people who do not understand color theory but want to get into drawing is crazy work. Like from personal experience, like color theory will come natural to you. Not like I don't know how to thoroughly describe it other than it will come natural. It really just depends on the palette you use. It really does. Color theory is just what colors would match together. Like, let's say I have purple. There are different shades of purple that all match up, and then I want something to go complementary with this. Maybe a nice yellow tone, you know, a nice yellow. It's really just the colors itself. You want some of the colors to be more of what you want. Okay, yeah. My word is like weird. Yeah. Like, you would be surprised, I'm not even surprised people that some people don't know what color theory is. I'm not. A lot of people don't know what color theory is. Thank you. I know. Look, from an autistic perspective, y'all gotta. I don't understand. For like, I don't mean to just say that I do got it, because I don't like having autism. But regardless of me having it or not, people need to dumb stuff down and tell you in the most simplest form. Because sometimes y'all explanation be too daggone much. Just too daggone much. I can confidently sit here and tell you the amount of animations I've watched. People trying to explain that, and I'm just like, y'all are overly explaining it. That's why it's like, if people want to learn animation, I'm not gonna give a long ranty explanation. I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna tell you like it is, and we gonna keep it pushing. I also hate those videos where it's like, I learned how to do this in this amount of days. Brother, we don't care. We don't care. Like, congratulations, you learned how to make music, how to draw, how to dance in X amount of days. But buddy, no one cares. And honestly, I've seen so many videos of them, and I'm gonna be real with you. Most of them are really repetitive. Most of them are most of them are just repetitive. That is literally the only way I can describe it as. Just repetitive. And that's not just like me trying to be mean or nothing. That is literally just from what I've seen. I could literally search up a lot of stuff that it's just like, that it's just like the exact same thing, for at least art wise. Like, you would be surprised just how many people no, for real, like, bro, sometimes, and again, there are some stuff where it's like, yeah, okay, you're gonna have to give me more than this, but there's just sometimes where it's just like, I don't need the lengthy explanation. Like, I genuinely love stuff where it's just like the shorter term. And again, I love to help people, even if my words aren't the best. I want to teach people how to animate confidently, so that way they're not sitting here trying to figure out how to animate, and not just based off of how somebody else does it. I low-key want to teach people how to animate. And again, there are great videos on how to do that, but look, if you want the quicker explanation, you come to me. I will give you, the quicker explanation of it all. Why? Because some of the stuff I'm watching, it's like y'all are over-explaining it. Y'all can't do that. It's like it's like pretty much trying to jump into any subject that y'all don't know, and then people are just like, yeah, there you go. Like, no, y'all gotta dumb it down first, then start getting into the thing. But yeah, honestly, I would just love to teach people how to animate, if people would like that. At least up to my knowledge, to the best ability that I can. Okay, that was head up a bit more. Oh, wrong layer. I mean, not wrong layer. Wrong brush. I also fear the more we go, the more social media. I also do believe social media is like a massive impact. Like I've watched a lot of animation stuff. No, should I keep working on it? Yeah. And I can confidently tell you the amount of just like, what's the daggone term? I'm trying to find my words. Lovely. The amount of people who just like try to tell you how easy some stuff is, and it's just like, no. Y'all like can't just explain to people how easy it is. You gotta do it. And I don't like the YouTube short format or the TikTok format because it's like, girly, what am I supposed to learn? Yeah, and again, it's different with 3D because for 3D you have to overly explain because there's so much stuff to learn. Like, I tried getting into it and I genuinely just couldn't do it. And it's not because I gave up. It was literally because there was so much stuff, and almost all the videos I've tried to search up just didn't work. And it didn't help because when I did ask some of my friends, like, do y'all have like any recommendations for like, you know, what's the daggone thing? For like videos, or any good recommendations or any tips for me that I can, you know, be focused on. And that's another thing is the whole, oh, I learned it myself. Okay, well, you learned it and again, this might sound nitpicky, but if you learned it yourself, you should be able to tell me at least one thing that you managed to pick up when you were learning it for yourself. Instead of you saying, I don't know. And I get, and again, that's such a nitpicky thing, but it's like, honestly, the amount of like of people that I've like asked, could they please just teach me it, or please give me some form of advice, and all I get back is a I don't know. And again, I understand that's like a very, very nitpicky thing, but it's like sometimes y'all, I don't want to hear the I don't know thing. It becomes repetitive. Because I can confidently tell you the amount of people that I do know who at least do some form of 3D just tell me flat out, I don't know. And they can't even get me a video that they've watched. It's just a, I don't know. And it's like, no offense, y'all, I'm not asking for the I don't know. I'm asking, what are your tips before I even get into this? And that's really all I be asking sometimes. And it's sometimes I get, and most of the times I'll get a I don't know. And it's like, there's no, and again, some of the people I have watched my friends do, or just other people I know, some of them are just like, oh, I don't know really. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, you might not know, but I'm not asking all that. Sometimes I just want to know a yes or no. It's like a yes or no question. It's either I do have something, or either you do have tips or you don't. I'm not asking for that whole explanation of I learned it myself type of technique. I'm asking, do you or do you not have tips? And again, I know that's such a very, very nitpicky thing. I will fully admit to that. But there are just some stuff where it's just like, ooh, Lord, y'all, come on. Now, there are great videos to learn 3D animation, or at least 3D, but oh my god, there's so much stuff that it's just like, how do y'all even? Like, Loki, how do y'all, you know, just even? But it do get annoying every once in a while where I hear the, oh, I don't know. Because it's like, bro, it's my personal thing. If you've been doing 3D animations, or 3D overall, for over 2 years, or at least a year, do not, under any circumstances, come to me and with that bullshit of I don't know. Because you mean to tell me within the years that you've been figuring it out, you still don't know, that's concerning. Like, you should have at least something down. There we go. I also feel like another weird thing that, like, I just don't enjoy is, like, I feel like when people when like the major thing when people start getting into animating is like, what's the term? Like, when people get into animation, they always try to go for like those extreme animations, and that's like cool, but you need to say that for later. Just say that's for later. My lord, the leg is not legging. Like, again, I'm not judging anybody who wants to, you know, do, who wants to do, like, those extreme animation scenes, but that takes time. And I fear people tend to forget that, too. No, for real. It's like, bro, what do you mean? Like, low-key, anytime I hear somebody say that, the only thing I could really sit here and think to myself is, what have you been doing for an entire year to still not know what you're doing? Also, I do apologize if I hop from topic to topic. I tend to do that a lot. And if you need me to slow down, then yeah, I can. But my stream is working on OBS. So OBS is just like, yeah, you might be streaming, but I don't like you. Also, that's something that they also just probably need to fix. Because how am I streaming, but it's like a 20-second delay, maybe even possibly more. I also want to tell people, like, also, here's another thing that people are going to have to understand, especially when it comes to animation. Y'all need to find animation programs that are in your budget. Like, I'm gonna be so real with you. The amount of people where I've seen, it's like, I want to animate. Cool. Download something. Oh, I want Adobe. Is it in your budget range? Don't get it. I want TV Paint. No, I want Toon Boom Harmony. It's not in your budget. It's not in your budget. You got $70 per month to spend? Don't do it. I want Clip Studio. Is that in your budget? Are you willing to pay $200 plus more? Yeah. A lot of it's just like price range. And most of the times, and back then, you know what? If I was still animating, no, I take it back. I still have Flip a Clip. Yeah, I'm glad too. It's kind of, it can be iffy at times. Just hopping from topic to topic. But yeah, like, I feel like when I see people trying to start out with animations, their first instinct is, let me get the most expensive program I've ever fucking seen known to mankind. And it's like, you do not need that. most of y'all don't even know how to work that software. So don't, especially Adobe. Don't get Adobe if you don't know how to use it. You know what? I'm not going to change it. I don't feel like fixing that. Bro, for real. Like, that's why and here's my personal thing. If you're willing to pay the money for it, and I just don't mean like ToonSquid or Flip-a-Clip or Adobe. And look, the best animation software, personally, for me, because I'm not paying anything monthly, it's, what's the thing? I'm gonna be real with you. It's Clip Studio. Okay. Yeah, Clip Studio hands down. Clip Studio is like one of those platforms where it's like it allows you to draw and animate. So if you want to animate, cool, animate. Don't want to animate, that's also cool. Like Clip Studio is one of those software where it's like, yeah, we know we know for a fact that our clients or like the people who purchase our stuff aren't gonna do all the things, so they separated them. So you got the $50, right? And then you got the $200. The only difference is that the only subscription that you'll have to do is the mobile. But if you get any version that's like after version 1, right? You get any version from like after 1, and you put in your serial code, you can transfer it over to other devices. So if you purchase Clip Studio, and this is what I always say, if you're gonna get Clip Studio, purchase that sucker on the PC version. Like, by God, purchase that sucker on the PC version. Save you the hassle and the extra moolah in your pockets. Get that sucker and on the PC or laptop or whatever for that one time, and then transfer that over to your and then transfer that sucker over to your mobile device. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not paying around $20 to $30 for the Pro version, and I'm not paying even more for the X version. The only reason why I am even paying that monthly subscription for Clip Studio is because I don't feel like flip-flopping back and forth between my PC and my drawing tab and my just regular Samsung tablet. I don't. But yeah, if you ask me personally, what software I think is the best for personal use, Clip Studio. Studio base, it's TV, it's Toon Boom. I'm sorry, but you'll never catch me purchasing Toon Boom. But it really just depends on the person you do ask. Some people may disagree with me. Some people might say it's something else. And then you got weirdos who will just try to tell you otherwise. It's like, no, I swear. I don't even know how long I've been live streaming for, by the way. So, yeah. Okay, but how long have I been live streaming for? An hour. Okay, yeah. Fire. I also noticed growing up the whole rendering process thing. Oh my god! Do these heifers not know nothing about rendering? Oh my god! It bugged me to my core growing up, and it took me all the way up until I was 7, till even recently. Actually, I think back till recently to even figure out, you know, what rendering really was, because nobody, for the death of them, for their mama, on their mama soul, couldn't explain what rendering is. Oh my god. All I got was, this is how I render, but just wouldn't explain what rendering is. Like, oh my god, people, explain what rendering is, because y'all are confusing people. You know what can stop me? The Wi-Fi going out. I can list a couple things from stopping me. But yeah, people cannot, for the dear death of them, explain what rendering is. And it is literally just how you finish your, like, from sketch to line art, and then how you finish with it. Like, it is literally just, you know, how you are, like, doing your process of drawing. It is literally that. It's literally just that. It is literally just you showing people how you know, go from your sketch to the way that you, to a bit more recent. Like, oh my god, do people not understand what rendering is? Like, this, what I'm doing now is considered rendering by my standards. But to some people, this is not rendering. This is just me erasing the sketch. But oh my god, do people not understand what rendering is? No, for real. And you know what? Literally, it's just the rendering process of from you going from your sketch, from how you color to shading. That is it. It's just showing your process of how you get from your flat base to however you like it. That is it. I'm not joking. That is how it is. So, like, hold on. Let me grab, like, an art piece real quick, so I can, like, give you an example. So you can, like, see what I mean. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Be warned. Royal margarine cookie. Boom. This, okay, this is how I rendered, right? You see the art piece, right? Now, watch what happens when I just start removing. It looks naked. This is what my art looked like. This is what the flats. This is what the extra shading. This is me actually cleaning up the lines. This is me cleaning up the lines to make it look better. This is me adding the hair. This is me adding the blush. This is me adding the outlines. This is the extra bit for the hair and outline. And then the rest is history, baby. This is what rendering looks like. It's going from your sketch and line art to your coloring and how you finish it up. Yeah, I know, big old bitties. Royal margarine cookies is a deal, by the way. This man's in his late 30s, early 40s. But yeah, that's how you render. it is literally going from your sketch to your line art and coloring, or however you do it, to fully rendering it. To just like adding extra stuff, adding the detail, doing all this extra stuff. That is rendering. That is rendering. But people don't know that because nobody does the bare minimum of explaining stuff. But don't worry, I got y'all. I got the explanation for y'all. Trust. On my mama's soul, not on my mama's soul. But that is what rendering is. You are taking it from the sketch to the color and or line art, then color, and showing people exactly how you render your, or how you like do your shading and line art and all this extra hoo-ha and carry on to the nitty gritty. That is it. That is literally it. There is nothing else to it besides that. But you would be surprised, again, how little people know that. Y'all, like, it's embarrassing. It's even more embarrassing because growing up, ain't nobody really taught me nothing about no rendering. The only thing that I can confidently say that is a phenomenal theory is to go for the grayscale method. Like, especially within the Cookie Run fandom and My Little Pony fandom, where people like to yap and whine about the races of the cookies and My Little Pony characters. Now, it's different. It is different if there is an actual race to the character. You know what I'm saying? But the amount of people who get frustrated within the Cookie Run fandom or the My Little Pony fandom because they drew a character just slightly, you know, blacker or tanner, whichever one you prefer, is crazy work. And then I saw someone who literally made Pinkie Pie, right? Her skin tone looked brown, but it was actually some form of pink, and I thought that was a theory. Like, I love that. Because they really did sit here and say, hold on, let me fool the whiners, like the whiny parts of the fan base real quick. And honestly, I thought that was really cool. That was like a really cool trick that they did. Honestly, the grayscale, I love the grayscale method of like coloring everything in black and white and then, you know, adding the extra bits. Because again, I remember like, especially within the Cookie Run fandom, a lot of, you know what people did within the Cookie Run fandom and MLP fandom? They literally turned the colors black and white and went down a color-based line. And then whichever one matched up with the color was the color that they were going to use for the characters. And people got mad at that. For real. And it's worse because when you're black and you want stuff like to be represented in media, there's like next to nothing. And then people will tell you in your face to draw it yourself. And when you say, okay, bet, they start throwing fits and start calling us monkeys, and it's like bro, you said y'all wanted us to do it our way. We did it our way, and y'all are still whining. Just admit y'all don't like black people and keep it pushing. I'm sorry. Like, y'all aren't hurting my feelings. Y'all aren't hurting my feelings for not liking my black ass. Y'all are making yourselves look weird when y'all are just sitting here and saying, we don't want black characters and media. Okay, so what about some of the other characters that y'all like? And the character is said and or shown to be a bit more blacker. Oh, we don't got a problem with them. They're different. No, they're the same. They're the same thing. Only difference is they fit your standards. Like, good God almighty, people. I think that also just another thing overall that I don't like, and again, I have never experienced this, and I pray and hope I never do. But like, I don't like the whole, oh well, if it's problematic media, I can't like it. Look, bro, no one's saying that you can't like problematic media, but it comes to a certain point where it's just like, do you like it or do you infantilize it? No, for real. And honestly, bro, it is a shame. Like, honestly, you can't even blame it. Like, I'm not gonna blame anime for this, because you can't. People just, I swear to God, just a lot of fan bases do not like black people. Like, just don't like them. But back to what I was trying to remember. Problematic stuff. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care about a lot of problematic stuff, and it's not because of, oh, I agree with it. I don't. There are a lot of problematic stuff and or taboo stuff where I'm just like, that's disgusting. Get that shit out of my face. But it's just like, I'm at my big age. Should I really be worried about it, or should I just mind my business? And I might choose to mind my business. Because at this point, I'm like, bro, I am too big to be sitting here worrying about stuff. It's just it. I'm just too big to be worrying about some stuff on the internet. And I know for a fact, because pro shipping has lost its meaning. Because pro shipping means that you're like pro a lot of stuff. It's not taboo stuff, I can tell you that much. And then dark shipping is like, you know, all that nasty, degenerate stuff. And I'm gonna be real with you. If at any point you sit here and tell me, well, I use dark shipping as a coping mechanism, get off the internet. Child or adult, get off the internet and go seek actual help. Because if an adult is, if your therapist is telling you flat out to act upon the said problematic stuff that has actively hurt you, get the fuck off the internet. I do not care if your parents have to snatch your phone away from you and or all your devices. I don't care. Well, yeah. But yeah, like, and again, I don't mind problematic stuff, but people need to understand, just because it's problematic and or taboo does not under any circumstances mean it should have a fan base. I do not care. Like bro, like if you sit here and actively tell me, oh, but my therapist told me I should be animating and drawing disgusting acts. No, your therapist did not tell you that. You just actively choose to say all that and do all that. Yes, I agree. Y'all need to understand it, but people don't. They'll never will. And it's a shame too. It really is a shame. Because, like, again, I feel like a gooder prime example of this is Emily Young the girl who made Alfred's Playhouse. That's a prime example of a problematic media. It's a problematic media, and it proves that the internet is not a safe place. Blah 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 blah. But people made that a fan base. No, no, I don't agree with that. Not even a little bit. I do not care how much. But I understand it. I do not care. Y'all should not, and I repeat, should not under any circumstances give that a fan base. Don't bother drawing a character within that art style. I don't care. That is where y'all lose me. It's the but I understand, and I'm going through stuff. Honey, I understand everybody goes through many different things and they have many different ways of coping. But making a fan base for her is not it should not be something y'all should be doing. And again, look, bro. There's some, like, she made a cover song and I thought it was Loki Fire. But like, am I gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I support it? No. I know who she is, blah 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 blah, and I keep it pushing. But like, there's just like some like stuff where it's just like, y'all should not under like any circumstances be creating a fan base for, problematic or not. And then I saw like one moron, and yes, I'm gonna call him a moron because it was on Twitter. Shocker to nobody. So there is a image. I forgot what the show was called, but it was like some character. And again, I'm just gonna say it the way it is. Someone had a fetish for disabled people, and they drew that character in a wheelchair, covering his ears. I'm just gonna say right here, right now, the character's not disabled, not even remotely close, not even remotely close. And someone had the nerve to draw said character. Like, first of all, it was already posted onto Twitter, so that's already bad enough. But then someone had the nerve and the audacity to recreate the drawing in a Roblox game, but because it was the Draw Me thing, and someone thought it would be a funny idea to do that, and then have the nerve to post it on social media and be like they had it coming, and then sit here and wonder why they got banned. Maybe it's because you drew that, like you knew it was weird. Also, that's another thing. Just because somebody is cosplaying as something, and someone problematic comes and ruins it, does not automatically mean it does not automatically mean you gotta ruin it for everybody else to win. I'm gonna be so real with you. Like, ruining like other people's fun, even if it's not even problematic, you're just a dickhead for doing that. At the end of the discussion, you're just a dickhead for doing that. Because again, you really did sit up there on your high horse and thought, oh yeah, this will be the most funniest, spectacular thing ever, and then it's just some weirdo doing weird shit. Make sure I got it all. Okay. And you know what? I can confidently say I'm of big age, and there are some medias, and again, I know I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it because it's a shame that I gotta keep saying it. There are some stuff in online or in person, and I just don't care. I don't. Do I like it? No. Am I gonna care? No. And I feel like that's another thing when I get, the more I get older, is the less I care. And it's not, excuse me. It is not even a, it is not even, I don't know how to describe it. It's not even the lack of thereof. It's the lack of, I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm getting old enough to where it's like, I don't need, like, where it's like, dude, I pay bills, okay? I live with a roommate. I don't got time to be sitting here online like trying to worry about what somebody's doing on the internet. The only thing I can confidently say is that children should not be on the internet. That is the only thing I can confidently say is children just should not be on the internet. We have so many prime examples of that within almost every community and every fandom. That's a shame. That really is. But yeah, the more I get older, the more I'm just like, I don't care. Like, and again, I feel like people on social media forget it's a simple, quick block and move on. It is, bro. It really is. It's like watching two toddlers fight over the same color crayon, but there's like more different, but there's another same color crayon. They just want that one in particular. That's what it feels like going on social media half the time. Is it just feels annoying. And honestly, and I feel like that's another thing that I'm glad I stopped doing, because in 2020 I used to be so chronically online. But to be fair, I just like wanted to do a lot of art, and I burnt myself out so quickly. Dang on, my Wi-Fi tweaking. So sorry. Crap, I didn't do it right. Also, that's another thing that I fear as if can be stopped with drama-wise, like especially within a VTuber community. There's so much drama within that community, and it's just like there's so much stuff where it's like, excuse me, where it's like a lot of the stuff can like be resolved by one person just getting off the internet. Who knows? They're gonna be like, this is gonna be like a nitpick, but I've been animating for like, I want to say like up to 8 to 9 years at this point, and I can confidently tell you the shit I won't animate. Like, look at my character, right? I could probably confidently animate her, no issues. But like, yeah, the VTuber community just has like too much going on. They need to sit down. But yeah, I've been animating for like 8 to 9 years at this point, and I can confidently tell you the shit I won't animate. The amount of people that will give me characters that are so over the top, it is physically impossible for me to animate. It's crazy work. Like, I could probably draw that character, no issues, but animating it, it's like, okay, I would have to tween most of this. Like, where's a character that I've drawn where it's just like, over the top colors and just over the top designs. Because the character that I have right here on the screen isn't. She's like meh. She's like bland. I could draw her and animate her, no issues. I'm trying to find a character. Give me a second. Trust. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. Now ignore this. This was a remake I did for somebody a couple years ago. Like this character, I probably could not animate him for the death of me. By the way, this is an old character, really old character that I did a couple years ago for somebody. It was a remake. Because I'm like, yeah, I should probably remake this for them. But like, yeah, stuff like that is where it's like, I can't animate that, even if you were to pay me like $30,000. Why? Because there's too much going on for me to properly read, and then it's not, and then sometimes it's not even the and then sometimes it's just like not even the what's the term? The colors the designs themselves. Sometimes it's legit just the colors. Oh wait, I did the wrong color. Blue goes here. Yeah, like if I want to draw that, I probably would have a better time trying to use a 3D modeler to get that than to actually try to draw that. You know what? I'm just gonna flip-flop the colors around for this one. Green gonna go there, blue's gonna go here. But at least it's a bit more accurate. But yeah, honestly, they're like, and again, this is why I always say, like, if you're gonna learn animation, if you have a complex character, throw that shit out the window. You learn how to animate the complex characters later on. And that's one thing people tend to forget is, if you are drawing and you yourself still can't, if you can't even animate the characters that you've created, don't bother. Don't even fucking bother. And again, this is coming from somebody who's done it all. Now I don't have, and again, I wish I did still have some of my, I wish I had my other talent, but that sucker broke. Same thing with my PC. And this was when, like, and again, this is when before I had figured out how the cloud worked in Clip Studio. No, for real, background music go hard. But yeah, I've animated like complex characters before, and I can, and frame by frame, not even tweening. Sometimes tweening, yes. I can confidently tell you, no, just no, pure no. The most, and even if when I do animate the character, it's like, it's an A and B. So for the most part, I'm moving the character back and forth, but even then, that is annoying in on itself. And again, don't get me wrong, there are some amazing characters, but it's like, no. Like I can confidently tell you the like on hand. No, not even on hands. just like over, like I can confidently tell you the amount of times that people have asked me to animate their characters, and I'm like, sure. Oh, hell no. You know why? Because it's over the top. It's too much. And I can confidently tell you, majority of it was not from the fucking furry fandom. Most of my complex design characters came from the Warrior Cats fandom. Like unironically, came from the Warrior Cats fandom. Because the Warrior Cats fandom, oh my god, the amount of accuracy people love to do for the characters, and it's like gorgeous, phenomenal. Don't you ever ask me to animate that. I'm gonna be so real with you. If you sit there in my face and confidently ask me, can I animate this? Baby, go find somebody else. No ma'am. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. You sit there and ask me if I can animate that. Same thing with backgrounds. Is background, trying to draw and or animate backgrounds is more weirder than it is. I'm just gonna be upfront. Animating backgrounds is not my thing, or even just simply adding backgrounds ain't my thing. Like, and that's another thing that I feel like people are gonna have. You're gonna have, when you're animating, you're gonna have to learn how to draw a background. Like, you're gonna, like, no, you can't just slap a color on it. No, you're gonna have to learn how to, like, actually, like, make a background. Not only make a background, but make that sucker look good. If you, Oh crap, I didn't color that part. But some of the stuff, like, I can confidently tell you, some, like, I don't keep saying that I this, that, and the third, but, like, I can, legitimately, I can tell you, like, you're gonna have to learn how to draw backgrounds. And again, no, it's not, you can't just add some colors to spicing it up. Sometimes you're gonna have to learn how to draw, like, actual, like, color, like, backgrounds. And that's another thing too, is when people make backgrounds, they think they gotta go full detail for that sucker, and it's like, no. If it's gonna be on the screen for less than half a second, don't bother. You don't waste my time with this. Don't you dare waste my time with a daggone background that I'm not even gonna see. If a shot or a scene asks for a background, but it is fast paced, you be sloppy with it. You be sloppy with that background. You know why? Cause ain't nobody gonna see that sucker. Ain't nobody gonna see that sucker. So it's like, why bother? It's not, okay, it's not hell. I can guarantee you that. It's just, if you don't already know backgrounds, you're gonna be struggling. Like, if you can't even draw, like, the basic concept of it, yeah, you're gonna struggle. Let me find an art piece where it's like, where I've, like, that has proper background to display what I'm referring to real quick. And some of the stuff I will be pulling up might be a bit old, but it's prime examples of, like, backgrounds that I'm referring to. Let me find it real quick. Let me find them. My lord. Oh my god, my back. It itches. Alright, I scratched it. Like, I'm just going to show the examples now. Oh crap, it did the thing. So Tim. Now, when it comes to the backgrounds, you see what I did, right? I was lazy with it. I just used the brushes that I had. Because again, there's no need for me to be sloppy. There's no need for me to be clean with it. Your main focus is the character. It's the character itself. It's what you already see on the screen. The background is probably going to be like the second thing you see. Now look at this one. This one is a bit older, but you can see, you know, you can actively see the background. You can see the patches, the dirt, and it again, that one is a bit older, but you see what I mean. Background is key. Background is everything. And then look at this once it loads. Give me a sec. And then look at this one. You notice how my main focus is the characters, not the background, not the moss bedding. It truly does just depend on what you're drawing. Because I can promise you most of the drawings that I do, most do not have backgrounds. Most do not need background. Now, I'm gonna pull up some more stuff. Also, I'm gonna show you another thing too. This is from a map animation that I was working on. This was a scene shot that I had did. Don't say that. But this was what I did. You see? I highlighted the character in purple. And then the background was just this. Yeah, I was lazy. Again, I'm lazy. But I was using Adobe back then. But the main focus is the character and then whatever else is in the background. You don't have to detail everything. You just have to put the focus of where the character is at. Because the moment I remove the background, it's just the character. The moment I remove the character, it's just the background. It's about focus. It's about the colors of what you're in the background, of what you want to be your prime example. But yeah, learning backgrounds is not the difficult part. The difficult part that you're going to face, it's just where and what are you making for the background. Oh no, wait, that's my blending brush. But yeah, learning backgrounds, it's not doing backgrounds, they're not difficult. Y'all just it's again, it is literally just a matter of where are you putting the background? Where's the background going? Because a lot of people when they do background, they because you saw my art, you saw earlier the amount of over exaggerations I added to it. So you can see with your own eyes what I'm referring to with adding too much. I have brushes for backgrounds. Are they bad brushes? Absolutely not. I think some of the brushes, and not most, are fairly good. Why? Can I confidently say that I should continue to use them? No. Why? Because there's no need for me to use them when I already figured out how to do it. Another thing that oh my god. Yes. Yes. My god, my ear's itchy. Now where's my... Yeah, crayon. Give me the crayon brush. Yeah. Yeah, see? But yeah, again, backgrounds is not hard. It's really just where and what's happening. And the focus... and the focus viewpoint. You know what? Just do normal. You think this lighter color. Like for this drawing, I didn't add a background because there was no need for me to do it. But when I started doing like other stuff with it as well, it's when it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I should. Also, I've heard another thing that people tend to forget is minimalization. If you can't minimize what you're drawing, or even animating, don't bother. Yeah, I don't want this brush. Maybe this one? Chance. Let me check the other ones. I don't. Who is? I don't know what I'm yapping about. I don't. Thank you. Let me make it color. There we go. Okay. And then... But yeah, if you would like an example of, like, when it comes to... what's the term? If you want help with backgrounds or just really much of anything, just let me know. Thank you. I'm down to help. Okay. I wonder if I've been live streaming for, actually, now that I think about it. 2 hours. I could probably stream all night. Because I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, would you like to learn how to like um, what's the term? Um, Let me just draw it. That's fair. I did cooking. It's fun. I'm gonna be real. The way some people be cooking, it's like, girl, take that shit back to your house. Cause what? Cause like, what in the fuck did you just serve me? You ever just eat something and the only thing you just manage is like, what did you just give me? Yeah, man, go for it. But I will only say do it if you are comfortable with it. If you don't feel like doing art again, don't do it. I will just be here helping. On God, on blood, I can help. Thirsty. Yeah, I agree. You know what I don't like? It's my and I know for and it's I don't like shrimp. I've never been able to get into it. Don't like it. I will tear up some crawfish and possibly crab. Give me shrimp, I'm not touching it. Ooh, yeah. I get that. Yes, bro. I fight tooth and nail over some crawfish. Crawfish is so good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna like. I'm gonna teach you how to render, or just really much of anybody. Cause I don't know if there's somebody else watching this. So yeah, I just do teach. I teach. Understandable. I know what's wrong with YouTube, bro. yeah, I will teach you how to render, at least digitally wise. For for traditional, it's a bit different. Well, no, I'm not a professor, man. I'm just doing this for the love of the game. But I want people to learn without, you know, struggling from all these god videos. My god. No. Wait, actually. This might work in my favor. No. No. Wait. Can I? Oh. Wait. No. Okay. I guess. Okay, give me a second. Let me finish this real quick. Okay. Alright. So. Yeah. I'm gonna show you like the two types of rendering that I've noticed people like doing. Because there are a lot, and I just mean a lot of rendering process that some people like to go through. Some people like to, you know, make the sketch, color in the sketch, and then bring the like in grayscale, and then bring the opacity down, or whatever. Okay. Pro tip: Shift Alt in Clip Studio will duplicate it for you, and then Shift will just move it into place. Okay. So we're gonna do it like two types of rendering. I'm gonna label them too. From my rendering, and then other. I'm just literally just gonna name it because I don't know what else to describe it other than it's just other. This is the only time when I am putting this in a folder. Most of the times I don't even bother. Okay. So, prime example, and I'm just gonna, again, when I render, I use a thing called lasso fill, but when you go to bucket, there's a brush that's kind of similar to that is literally just this, but differently. It works best if you use like thinner brushes, and I just like using a lasso fill brush much better. For this case at least, especially because I have a brush that does not work too well with Clip Studio. So I just like using brushes that has like a nicer feel to it. Or at least a crunchier feel to it. And again, this is all based upon how you render. Because I can really do it with almost any of my brushes. It's really just how you render. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. I'm taking my sweet ass time with this. I'm trying to show you what the rendering process looks like for me. This is literally just my rendering process. It's me using the lasso fill, and again, Lasso fill will forever be your best friend. It saves you so much time. Because what I normally do is I color it in one color, alpha lock it, which is this button right here. That's the alpha lock with the pixelated locks. And I lock it down so I can actually start adding my proper colors. So that way I'm all good to go. And again, I don't want to overly, you know, explain it. Because what I do is I literally make out the sketch, clean it up a little if I need to, add in my colors, merge it all down in one layer, and if I want to shade a little bit, I shade, and then I merge it down. Yeah, man, the lasso fill is like your best friend. Ibis Paint also has it, but it's in like the special, and it's like, I think it's called lasso fill as well, or at least something similar towards it. But yeah, man, lasso fill is your best friend. Oh my god. Without, like, again, I hate coloring so much. I really do. I'm lazy. I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible. Okay. So, we got this, right? Let me duplicate it real quick. Actually, yeah, let me finish coloring this. So that way I can just show you what I mean. I know, but like you gotta see what I mean by, I have to show you what I mean by it. Because I can obviously go back and render whatever, but it's not gonna work too well if I don't show you what I mean. Because for me, my coloring has to be the cleanest thing. If not the cleanest thing, the most decent thing out of all of my drawings. Because God forbid my drawing don't look the way I want it to. And again, this is all based off of personal preference. All based off of personal preference. I like doing it this way because when I go to color in my lines, or at least when I start my rendering phase, it looks much nicer. It looks much nicer, and it really does help because of the coloring. I try to get my thing to at least close as clean. Alright, so we have version 1, right? Alright. Give me a sec. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, I gotta put this sucker back in place. There we go. Alright. And then I'm gonna just lock this for now so I don't accidentally touch it. Alright. So for my rendering, it's literally just me now sometimes I don't like my line art, so what I'll do is I will use the clipping layer, clip it to whatever the color I want, right? Sometimes lower the opacity, sometimes not. I'm gonna lower a little bit. Merge it all down. And then from this stage point on, it is literally me using lasso fill. Again, me using this daggone lasso fill. That is it. It is me correcting my lines using the lasso fill. And while I'm at it as well, sometimes I'll even erase a bit with a translucent thing. And the reason why I do this, at least this method, is because if there's anything I messed up on, I can just go back. Not go back, but but this method it's much more cleaner. Indeed, we love the lasso. But yeah, with the lasso, it's really just about cleaning up your lines. Not perfect. That I will tell you that. Do not make your lines perfect. Oh my god. You will be sitting here for like 3,000 years trying to clean up the lines, bro. Oh crap, it's on freaking... And this is where, I mean, we're like, and again, sometimes lasso fill is not going to help you. It's not going to save you. For this instant, it didn't save me. Well, other times, it will. I know a lot of people, especially like artists who like love to like add the like use the G pen or at least something similar towards it. They don't. From what I've seen, they don't do it like this. Like most of the ones that I have seen, don't even bother. Like their rendering, it's just literally sketch line art. Add the flats and then 30,000 layers afterwards. It's done. It's complete. And it's like, oh my god, that took you 3 hours. And again, I will inform you now, this is the quickest way. Is it the most efficient way? Probably not. And again, I'm so sorry if I'm loud, but oh my lord. I'm running on hopes and dreams out here. Now look, you see how some of my line... okay. But you see how some of my line art is still iffy versus this? Now watch. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Sometimes when you are like fixing your line work, sometimes you're gonna erase the stuff or make it look chunky. And you do that on purpose. Now you start adding in the lines. Why? To give it a nice little pizzazz and make it look less dull. Now don't do it all over. Only do it to spots where you know for a fact it's like, yeah, if I was gonna do it like this, I would do it like this. And I can confidently say this: do not erase some of the lines if you want that nice, weird, chalky feel to it. But if you want to erase the lines to make it look cleaner, go for it. You know what I'm saying? It really just does depend on how you like drawing. Also, I would highly recommend during this phase, you stick with one brush. Stick with one brush. Oh, and it's only because the only reason why I even say this is because what's the term? Is because you're gonna be adding more textures later on. That is the only reason why I even say that, because you're going to be adding on textures later on. Yes, less is more during this phase. And again, sometimes when you are coloring, sometimes just use the base colors for some of this stuff. And then, you know, when you get to these parts, fix them. And like I said, you don't have to always go for that extra mile. That is if you want to. That is an extra step. I do the extra step because I enjoy it and it gives me more time to draw. Now that we've gotten the freaking give me a second. Alright, so now, and again, when you are doing the line art bit for this, joke around, mess around with your color wheel. Oh my god. How, like, yeah, excuse my voice. Whatever the color base is, move it left or right. Left or right. So I'm gonna move mine left. And bring it down. Sometimes, and don't just bring it down. Move it over. Move it other side. Move it. You gotta move your stuff around for it to properly work out for you. Otherwise, your line art is not gonna come out the way you want it to. Oh, found the brush that I like. Or, I mean, not brush, the daggone color. And again, don't always go for that extra mile bit on the on the character. You don't need the character to be looking all over to be just one big old outline. It's best to leave some of the stuff untouched as well. Alright, now it's time for this one. Same thing. Move it up or left. Move it left or right. Up, down. Side to side. Play around with your colors. And before you ask, no, it does not have to be perfect. Oh my god. That is, I cannot tell you the amount of times where people are just like, what's the term? Where people think that they need to have such, you know, their color needs to line up with what they're drawing. No. No, 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 no. Sometimes when y'all are drawing, let that shit go. You like it, again, a lot, like from my personal experience, less equals a lie. You don't need to add a whole bunch of extra stuff to show that you can draw. It's about the technique. If you make your technique look overly complicated, why are you showing me it? If you make your technique look less complicated, bravo, you've mastered it. And like I said again, you don't have to go over the top. Not always. Sometimes just don't overdo it. The amount of people who like to overdo it is crazy work. And it's like it don't take that much to make art piece. You are a good artist. It's just that you need to find your confidence, twin. Trust on my mama. Also, if you do feel like shading during this process, do like light shading. Yeah, that's another thing is people like to copy styles a lot. And it's worse nowadays because it's like you could literally be inspired by something and the first thing somebody will utter out their mouth is, "Did you copy so and so's artist?" I don't even know who that person is. Now you see, now that you have your color set in, right? Trust. And like I said, add in like extra highlights to demonstrate some other stuff. Again, you don't have to keep the sketch, line art, or whatever 1 to 1. You keep that sucker 1 to 1, you gonna have, ooh girl, you gonna have an interesting time with your rendering. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause you gonna be sitting here mad, and you gonna be sitting here why everything kind of look the same. Now you get into the fun part. Now this is the, hold on, I just realized. Oopsies. Because it is. It's not hard. It's literally just merging your layers, color picking, coloring, and using the lasso fill. Now here's the fun part. Now this is the one of the more funner parts, if you can say. And all you do is clip it, use a different brush, don't matter. And this is where you gonna start adding your little textures or whatnot, like your little shading. It can be the same brush, it can be a different brush. I normally don't do it like this, but I just needed a good brush. And again, I'm gonna show you what I mean by coloring. I really am gonna show you what I mean by just color this sucker. Alright, hold on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your lasso, right? Use the lasso for this sucker. You're gonna pick a part you like, right? You're gonna select it and you're gonna trace it. Now please have on your stabilizer, right? Because your stabilizer is your best friend. This sucker right here is your best friend. Use it willingly. Oh my goodness. Now remember, do not overdo this part. You overdo it, you're not gonna have a bright time. I tell you that much. And again, grab any brush, and you're just gonna use it for that extra bit. But you see, I don't like that one, so I'm gonna change my brush over to something else. Dang, I want to do it darker. So, which cat is underneath my chair? Oh, hi Zeus. How you doing today? You know what? Scribble. No, I don't like it. Hi Zeus. Good dude, you know it's like 2 a.m. Hi Zeus. Yes, good morning. How do you do, sweet boy? I'm sorry, the cats are demanding attention. Where is the... oh, there it is. Now, I'm the... crap. Yeah, for some of the brushes, brushes kill me. Anyways, for some of the stuff, it will work. For others, it won't. Now, this is where you can add the extra stuff that I mean. This is where you literally just add whatever you want. Yes. This part in particular is like will be your favorite because you're just adding extra textures on. And again, it does not have to be the same color. Like watch. If I just hold on. Let me go to one of my brushes. Ooh, Jesus. Nope. 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 My lord. I have so much brushes. Help. This one's a star one. Which one's this? No. Now look. You see? It don't got to be the same. They are. Except when these fools fighting at like 10 p.m. over nothing. And again, like I said, for the extra bit, you don't need all that much. You really don't. Now, if you want to go outside of it, that's where it's like, yeah, okay. Select the color that you've already used for the field that you're in, and just boom, there you go. No, for dog, I have so many brushes. I had to delete some of this because it was breaking my daggone PC. Now, this is the rendering phase that I was referring to. Now, if you want to go ahead and add more, you can. Now watch. Ah, crap. I've been sitting down for too long. Anyways, for the extra bit, you don't select the color. You know what you do? I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab the opposite color, and whether it's light or darker, and you just outline it. You outline not all of it. Remember, do not outline all of your stuff. You gonna get mad in a second. Just outline some of it. And make sure when you are outlining it, don't try to match it to the actual color. And then I always like to throw in a more darker tone to it. Just a little bit. Just enough for it to stand out with the bits that I want. With the outer bits at least. And again, it does not have to be clean. Your lines do not, under any circumstances, have to be clean. And this is the rendering phrase for me. This is how you minimize your stuff and limit yourself. And then I'm gonna add like a quick background or something. And for the background, I normally go for the opposite color of what is supposed to be my background. Most of the time. Much better. Okay. So this is how I render. Jesus Christ. Excuse me. Hi Zeus, good morning. What's up, little dude? Now that's how I render. Ooh, child, I'm gonna show you how other people render. I'm glad you do. Okay, now watch. Ooh, just watch. I'm gonna show you how some people render. Alright, I'm not one to judge, but I'm going to show you how some people actually render. Because or my lowered. Y'all terrify me. And I'm gonna do the one thing. Look, I'm gonna continue to use my lasso fill. I don't care. Ooh, child. Like, you gonna see what I mean by how some people be rendering in a second. Like, when you look at their sketch and then you look at their final, it's like there's no way in hell that's like, how did you go from that to that? And again, I don't mind the way some people render, but some of y'all, when I see the renders, it's like, ooh, child, what the hell happened? How we go from this to that? Yeah, because some artists, when they render, they don't merge their layers. And again, that is not my concern. That is not my issue. Nobody cares, you know? But, why is your PC screaming for help, though? Like, I've seen, like, crap, yeah, that's right. I can't do the thing I want to do. Like, some people will not merge their layers. Like, these niggas will just, like, oh my god, they will just color, right? Color. That's the only thing you gonna see on their screen. And they always zoomed in, like, pixel by pixel. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You will be surprised how many people like to overcomplicate this. Yeah, you'll be surprised how many people like to overcomplicate it. Cause and again, it varies for artists. Now, it's different if it's like a massive project. Then it's like, okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much shit you doing. But like, dear Lord, child, like, put it in a folder. And then some people will even, to up it a notch, to irk everybody's nerves, including mine, what's the term? They'll color it. And not with the lasso fill either, like, hand drawn too. I'm not saying that's a bad way to do it, or a terrible way to do it. But if you look at some of these motherfuckers, like, folders and files, it's like, girl, that is too much. Like, right? And then let me just it looks a bit more clear, right? It does. But that's not the daggone problem. The daggone problem is they over exaggerating it. And then, so, you know, after they do all that, some of them even like to create the background themselves. Ooh, Jesus. Some of them even like to create the backgrounds themselves, and then make a new layer, keep it in mind, and then start rendering from here. And again, I'm not dissing nobody, but girly. Like there are very limited art styles where I genuinely do believe, and genuinely do believe and just like think to myself, okay, yeah, this would only work for some styles. This ain't one of them. Now, I don't mind if people want to do it this way. Again, not my arts, not my rendering, not my problem. You know what I'm saying? But like, oh my god, I've seen people work on stuff like this for over 4 hours straight. Right now, if I remove this, you can see like all the. Right. Like some people like to add that extra bit of rendering too. Again, I don't mind that extra bit of rendering. But oh my lord. I know this take like 30,000 years. Right? They'll do it like this. It's the same art piece. We doing the same art piece, by the way. And then they'll create another another layer dog. Oh, for Christ's sake. And then they'll like, and then because I have seen people do it, they'll clip it, right? You know what? For the sheer sake of me not blowing my head off, just merging it, and then they'll multiply it. Now I do see people when it comes to these types of drawings. Oh yeah, that's right, clipping. There's no need for clipping for this. Yeah, just for the sake of my sanity, I'm not clipping any of this. Right, they'll clip this whole sucker right here. And it's like, oh my god, y'all. Could you work at a slower pace? No offense. Now, again, this only truly works the best if and only if with some of the stuff. This whole thing right here is really just a perspective of like lighting and shading. know I'm like a bit more quieter now. Give me a second. Apologies for that once again. There we go. Oh, crap. Next time I'm using the bucket tool for all of this. Right? They'll add the extreme lighting. And mind you, $8? Who is sitting here willingly caramelizing onions for oh my god, food that takes like 30 to 40 minutes. Who and their mother is caramelizing onions for that long at that? Like, are you putting that sucker in a crock pot? What are y'all doing? Oh my god, 8 hours. 8 whole hours is crazy, bro. By the way, I'm like stretching right now. But I'm listening. I'm reading the chat. But 8 whole hours. Y'all, I could never. Could never and will never. How long have I been streaming? Oh my god, 3 hours. 3 whole hours. My god. My back. I'm so old. I lie. I'm 19. I'm not that old. Hi, Abby. By the way, I got like 4 cats and up in here. So, I got that going for me. That's some that's trifling. That is so trifling. You're willingly sitting there putting that sucker on low heat. Like, it does not call for that. How bored do you gotta be to sit there and put that thing on low heat? Or, like, you gotta put that sucker on like 1 or 2. Or less than like 200 to like 100 to like 100. What's the thing? The heat. Because at that point, y'all just playing. At that point, y'all just goofing around. Yeah, I'm just taking a quick break so I can refill my daggone cup of soda. So if you hear like glass clinking, that is literally just my Hello Kitty glass cup with my Pepsi. No, I have no shame. Like, probably drink water, perchance. But not at the moment. I don't want water. I want something sugary. I've been up all day. Also, my stream might just randomly end because for some odd, peculiar reason, my charger is like fucked up. Like, I low-key could not tell you what is wrong with this charger. Even if you would have paid me to. I low-key could not tell you what's wrong with this charger. Even if you paid me to. Anyways, break over. Hi, Ivy. Yes, madam. Yes, Ivy. Abby. Yes, Ivy. Ivy. Good. Move! Okay, well then. My Ivy. My lord, child, I love you. Well, that's it for the stream, folks.